Hi, this is Nicholas Vardy, and welcome to this week's edition of Buy or Buy. In this series of videos, I take a stock that's been making the media rounds, and I strip away all the hype, and I tell you whether you should buy now, buy later, or buy never. Today, I want to start with looking at one of the leading pandemic recovery stocks of 2021, Peloton Interactive Inc., ticker symbol PTON. This is a stock that once thrived, but has now fallen on hard times. Now, Peloton has made the media in recent weeks for two reasons, and neither of them particularly good. In an HBO Max reboot of the popular series Sex and the City, shares of Peloton were sent tumbling 11% after in one episode, Mr. Big suffered a heart attack from exercising on a Peloton bike. In addition, Peloton CEO John Foley is facing backlash for hosting a swanky invite-only holiday party for some of his Peloton instructors in New York City. Now, this came after nixing a company-wide bash amid concerns about the company's future and tanking stock price. Now, before I render a verdict on Peloton, a quick review of the company. Founded in 2012 and headquartered in New York, Peloton Interactive Inc. provides connected fitness products with touchscreens that stream live and on-demand classes. The company markets and sells its products directly through its retail showrooms and at onepeloton.com. The company has established itself as a luxury brand among its wealthy, health-obsessed, largely urban clientele. After a terrific 2020 that saw its stock soar by a whopping 434%, Peloton stock has tanked in 2021. In fact, its shares remain down around 72% year to date, bringing the company's market cap back down to around $14 billion. At the time of this recording, the stock trades at about $43 and has rebounded from a low of about $38.50. So, is this pullback an opportunity for you to get into Peloton stock at a cheaper price? Or is it time to dump whatever Peloton stock you may have while you still can? Moreover, are you a Peloton subscriber? More importantly, do you plan to stay one? Let me know in the comments below. As always, let's start by examining Peloton's fundamentals. Now, Peloton does not have a PE ratio, well, because it doesn't have any earnings. It doesn't make any money. So let's take a look at its most recent quarterly reports, where the company reported that revenue rose 6% year on year to $805 million. The number of connected fitness subscribers increased by a whopping 87% year on year to 2.49 million, while digital subscribers, those without equipment, grew by 74% year on year to 887,000. Hardware revenues were 501 million, while subscription revenues were 304 million. Now, all these numbers were broadly in line with expectations, but it was the management outlook that worried investors, and rightly so. Management provided a forecast for the 2022 fiscal year and said that it expects sales of 4.4 to 4.8 billion. Now, that was far below consensus expectations of 6.9 billion. In fact, that amounted to an over $2 billion shortfall. Now, no wonder the stock has tanked. Now, here are three major challenges for Peloton as I see them. First, the prospect of higher interest rates is diminishing investors' appetite for risk. Stocks tied to technology and innovation like Peloton soared last year as the pandemic reshaped economic activity. But in a post-pandemic world, when the world returns to normal, stocks like Peloton started to look too expensive. Second, in this post-pandemic world, people started to return to gyms. In fact, many users are putting their used Peloton bikes up for sale and are rarely getting their asking price. Peloton bikes are turning into the Nordic track treadmills of their era, expensive, faddish exercise equipment that goes in and out of fashion at consumers' whim. Now, that's a big problem for Peloton. Third, and this is probably the biggest concern for Peloton stock, its growth prospects are fading. The data is clear. The number of training sessions per subscriber is falling. The company recently cut the forecast for the number of subscribers by 12%. And the company recently decreased the price of its entry-level bike from $1,895 to $1,495 at the end of August. This slowdown has sent the company scrambling. The company instituted a company-wide hiring freeze just last month, and Peloton is launching new equipment, treadmills, and rowing machines. It's entering the Australian markets. It's also launching new digital products, and it's touting these in regular press releases. All this smells of desperation. And indeed, press reports suggest that the mood at the company has never been lower. And Wall Street is catching on. JP Morgan recently dropped its price target for Peloton to $70, down from $90. and a Credit Suisse analyst downgraded its recommendation in Peloton and reduced the stock target price for Peloton from $112 to $50. Now that's a drop of over 50%. So what's my verdict on Peloton? I think Wall Street's projections are still far too rosy. Peloton is a classic pandemic stock whose fate is sealed by the impact of the fading pandemic. I believe the company is overvalued and its growth prospects are waning. The only good news for Peloton investors is that fears of a fast-spreading Omicron virus may prompt investors to return, if only temporarily, to their pandemic playbooks. Such a short-term rebound provides a potential exit for investors still in the stock. My verdict, Peloton is a buy as an investment. If you're in Peloton stock, get out while you can. I believe that Peloton stock is a story stock, and this story does not have a happy ending. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Buy or Buy. If so, please hit the like button below. I want to remind you that these are not recommendations that are actively tracked in any model portfolio. If you want to follow any of my buys or sells, size your position accordingly, set a trailing stop, and never bet more than what you can afford to lose. And if you want more financial insights on stocks, trends, or money in general, be sure to sign up for Liberty Through Wealth, a free e-letter I contribute to at the link below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time on Buy or Buy.